Is Markiplier's Iron Lung any good? The short answer is yes. In my opinion, it is a very good film. But there is specific critiques that I'll get into later. This film is such an enigma in terms of films ever made. It's not far-fetched that there's been an independent film made, but it's far-fetched that an independent film has this far of a reach and a pull. When it was first announced years and years and years ago, soon after Markiplier played the game Iron Lung, everyone deduced, okay, so he's going to maybe release it in California or upload it to YouTube or just be US stuff. But now fast forward to 2025, now it's 26, but last year when he announced when you will be able to see it, because we didn't know we would be able to see it this year. I thought it was still going to be maybe a December film for this year or not. It said that he basically told us that as of right now, just US, but if you message any of your local cinemas, we will try to figure it out. And that's what I did. Even here, I contacted a cinema that's not that far from me, because I had assumed it was just going to go to independent cinemas, so like not big brand ones. But then it became big brand ones, Regal, AMC over here, Village, so like exploded. So like 3,000 cinemas, like in multiple countries. Insane for a very first film with no major company backing, which is different from a film, let's say, like Talk to Me or Bring Her Back by the Rucka Rucka guys. Like, in concept, they're the same, but in actuality, they're not. And the biggest thing that people may say about this is you can also say that with any other film ever made, is that the only reason why people are watching it is because of Markiplier. And I'm like, yes, of course. Because he made it, he wrote it, he directed it, he edited it, and blah, blah, blah. It was extraordinary. Especially, this is the reason why he wasn't in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 or 2, was because he was fixated on getting this movie done. And it's commendable, because it's his, I don't want to say his magnum opus, but it's his brainchild. And one could argue, or even ask, why Iron Lung? A lot of people say he did release an interview or whatever, but a lot of people would argue that, because my thought today after walking home, or during walking home, my thought was that if Five Nights at Freddy's would have come out when Iron Lung did, would he have wanted to make a movie of Five Nights at Freddy's? We will never know. Part of me believes he could have made a better Five Nights at Freddy's film, because with FNAF, that film, it's very different from the games, and this film is much like the game with maybe some added in backstory. I don't know if it's true or not from the game. I don't remember. I remember watching him play it years ago. I think some other people I watched as well. But it was an interesting game, to say the least. Relatively boring in terms of watching it, but the idea was pretty cool. So going into the actual film, two of my major thoughts going into it: his acting, and whether or not the film was going to feel like a film and not just a long-winded Heist with Markiplier type situation. No, it's not either of that. His acting is really actually strong. When he's angry, when he's annoyed, when he's even in pain, it feels real. Sure, you're watching Markiplier do this stuff, but since his name isn't revealed till like the second half of the film, him being called convict works, because in your head that's Markiplier, but then when it's revealed his name is Simon, that's a bit because if we knew that going into it, it would have been a bit better. Another major thought going into it was, is it going to be him in an Iron Lung for 2 hours? And that's what it is. And that was my major worry of it. Like, how can you make a story work in that with the moon sea of blood, and it works. Even though we know for it, in watching it through behind the scenes, we know it's not a ship, it's not submerged in a blood sea or whatever. But you do feel it. It's actually really done well, where you actually feel that there could be blood around the ship, because the practical effects, whether it's in the set or him getting the sickness or whatever, and when his fucking arm gets ripped off, spoiler alert, it looks so good. I can't believe I forgot to say this, but they won a world record for the amount of blood used on a film, and you can honestly see which scene Mark got sent to the emergency room for, because there were multiple scenes where he's fully submerged in blood, whether it be either in a dream sequence or actually because when it's being filled. Very fucking cool shit there. But with all my praise for the film, there has to be some critiques. My biggest critique is that I still feel the same about Iron Lung as I did before going into it. I knew of the game, but from watching the film, I don't know anything. You go in, we're basically the Simon character. We don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's kind of annoying. I kind of wanted some better backstory for Simon's character. Like, if there was a prologue of him, like, actually being a prisoner or whatever before getting forced into the Iron Lung, like, maybe barely a scene or two or whatever, it would have been cool. Sure, it would have added in an extra fucking shit ton of money, but it would have been, like, because I didn't know he was a fucking convict until, like, he said it, like, nearly 20 minutes into the film. I didn't know that. It was like, oh, okay, it's good to know. I didn't know that. I didn't know about fucking the planets dying, the last tree, or whatever. It was very confusing, and that's probably the weakest element of the film, because films with, like, a specific scenario, they need to explain it, whether it be visually or through actual dialogue, which it needed in this case. It just wasn't there, because you just left with confusion. And another critique of mine is that halfway through the film, when he's basically playing the game, he's driving around and all that shit, mapping it out, it was very, very slow. It didn't feel like it was progressing quick enough. It didn't feel like I was even in the moment. I felt like this is going a bit too long. Resolve it quicker. And I guess they did it. Man, don't get me wrong. Like, I loved what I saw. Like, it didn't look bad at all. There's no bad visual elements. There's no bad dialogue. There's no bad acting. You know, it looked phenomenal. Every shot was good. Every bit of sound design, even Andrew Schultz's OST hit perfectly. Knowing he did Doom stuff as well was even cooler. It all blended together well. The only issue I have is the pacing here and there, and the backstory needed more telling, because what happened? Like, they're trying to explain why the quiet rapture happened. I want to know, what the fuck even is that? You're talking about something the audience doesn't know. Or going into the film knowing the game, I don't remember any of that, because it's been years. Sure, there is a byline talking about it, but they also reveal a spoiler in the byline, because it says this will be the 13th expedition. In the film, we're led to believe it's the first, but the twist is he's not the first, because he finds another ship, another Iron Lung. And also, a slight critique I have, it didn't take me out of the film or whatever, but at the beginning, when there's opening credits, and it's at the top left and the bottom right, it went by so quick. Like, name. It was a bit too quick. I think it needed to linger a bit more to, like, cement it. And I understand why He wanted it quick to actually land that shot to be perfect on his face. I can't fucking speak. On his face, it makes sense. It does make sense, but it should have made it a little bit slower to introduce. Like, oh hey, there's these cast members, blah blah blah. But yeah. Also, during the credits, I read particular things that surprised me and shocked me. There was these familiar voices type cameos that I don't remember ever fucking hearing. Because throughout the film, I only heard like 3 voices in the Iron Lung, and maybe a voice here and there through like a memory or whatever. And apparently, all of these voice cameos was Alana Pierce, Jacksepticeye, Ethan Nestor, and Rahul Kohli. I didn't hear any of them. Where the fuck were they? The only voice I knew 100% was Troy Baker, and he played this character named Dave. Jacksepticeye played a character named Jack, and we heard Jack was in it. Like a character named Jack, but I don't remember hearing Jacksepticeye do a character. Like he probably wouldn't have done an Irish character, but still, it felt weird. Maybe I need to rewatch it, or like I actually need to get told this is where these voices are to like, oh, that makes sense. When the film became something about him being an atheist or whatever, and then the sea monster essentially being a deity or whatever it is, because I don't know if he's just losing his fucking mind or if it's communicating to him, because a part of me theorizes that the blood sea is the blood of the creature. Like, that's why when it corrodes and like goes over him and controls him or covers him or turns him, whatever, like he's being like a part of the hive mind or whatever. I don't know if that's true. It's just my brain thinking it, or that the blood sea is just humanity dead and the blood is human blood. I don't fucking know. But overall, the film is very strong. It's a very strong first film. It's probably one of the best YouTube led films I've seen, if you disregard the Rocka Rocka ones, because they weren't really ever YouTuber films. They're YouTubers who became filmmakers. But Markiplier is a bit different. He wanted to make a film. He wanted to learn how to make a film, and he did it. Sure, he had a bunch of help. I think he had the same crew from when he did in space. But like, it's all very well done, and I'm glad it's getting the hype it's getting ever since it was announced a couple years ago. Would I be excited to see him do another game adaptation? Yeah, I would, but part of me is iffy about it. Would I want him to act in it and direct it again, or just do one or the other? I don't know. Like, do I want to see him be a different character, or do I want him to actually make a film without him needing to worry about the acting element? Because one of my biggest thoughts is that when he's covered in all that fake blood and all these prosthetics on, if there's a take, he can't really go into Video Village, which is the screens to see the shots, to actually see the take, to say like, oh, this is what I want, let's move on. Or I guess Amy could be one of those people, or even a different cinematographer, or who else. I don't know. I really don't know. I was always confused when actor-director films even occur, because like, can you even critique your own performance, or do you critique it too much that you just don't want to do it? Also, I saw that Lixian edited, or was it assistant editor, or an additional editor. That's fucking cool. Imagine being a fan of Markiplier, him reaching out to you to want to potentially edit for him. You become a good friend, you go to his fucking wedding, and now you edit his feature film. That's insane. And Ethan's in it as well, which is even more insane. He's a fan that became a collaborator. Insane. Like, insane shit. I don't want to go on a bit too long, because I want to get this up by fucking 11. But it was a good film. I do recommend it. I even recommend it if you don't know who Markiplier is. I recommend it if you know who Markiplier is, but you've never watched his content. And I do recommend it if you watch his content, because you understand the passion, which is why he made it to begin with. This is why he stayed up multiple days in a row in a server room in his house to render these shots, because it looks fucking sick. When he's in the blood sea, that entire shot sequence is fucking sick. All the monsters biting down on the ship, like, wow. Like, it genuinely is wow. Like, if you watch this not knowing it's an independently made film, you would think that it's like a C grade or a B grade film, because it's like, it looks good and there's passion behind it. And I commend him. I genuinely commend him, because it's so ambitious. And he had a premiere in December, and so many YouTubers and streamers have come out to say that it's a good fucking film, and they all liked it. I saw that Charlie, Most Critical, did a review. I'm gonna watch that on stream after this. So if you're gonna join my stream, I'm gonna be watching that right after this video is uploaded. But yeah, that's fucking cool. Courageous as fuck, you know? It's like a non-musician wanting to write and release an album. Like, it's so far-fetched, but it just works if there's passion and want and yearn behind it. And that's what the result is. And I can tell this is not gonna like fall off from like the Markiplier lore and his history, unlike some films and other YouTubers' histories. Like, if you tell people who watch Smosh now that they released 2 movies, you'll be like, what? Sure, people may know the Smosh the movie, but they don't know about Ghostmates. But yeah, like, commend you. Insane work. Also, that OST, give me a vinyl of that. That was sick. That was fucking sick. But yeah, what do you guys think about it? I loved it. I am gonna probably, if to give it, like, from just my own experience and not to glaze it like other people are, it's a genuine 7 out of 10 for me. It's one of those films that, like, it's good, but it's not perfection, you know? It's like an over average watch, because you understand it's an independently made film. It's like the OG Mad Max. Knowing that's independent makes your enjoyment of it go up, you know? Oh yeah. My name has been Lewis, and I'm Lung with a fucking sick film. Watch it, buy it, stream it, whatever. Give this man the support he deserves for a film that is a passion project come to life. That is actually fucking good. That's about it. So yeah.